You can see we are still continuing on the use of verb and with non-finites. In my previous class, I discussed in details one of the parts of non-finites, that is infinitives, and we found that infinitives are non-finites with two or without two. That means there are three kinds of non-finite infinitives: bare infinitive, to plus verb infinitive, and perfect infinitive, to plus have plus past participle of verb. And we have discussed in detail with examples, and today I just repeat one point, that is infinitives can be used as noun, as adjective, and as adverb. And after that, today we will concentrate on participles. Participles, another kind of non-finites. And what is its forms? For forms, it needs verb plus ing or past participle form of verb, or having plus past participle form of verb. These are the forms for participles. So, like infinitives, participles has also three forms. It can be verb plus ing, it could be past participle form of verb, or it could be having plus past participle form of verb. So, we start from the first one, verb plus ing. But there are forms, we know that in continuous tenses the verbs are in verb plus ing form, but in this case, which will belong to participles, you must pay attention to on the function of the words with ing form. That means whether it functions or works as an adjective. So all participles, whether it is formed with ing or past participle form of verb or having plus past participle, whatever it may be, all participles function as adjective. So we start with the first one, present participles, verb plus ing. It is called present participle. With now verb plus ing functions as adjective. Okay. Now let's see with examples. Sometimes it can be used at the beginning of sentence to show the condition of the subject. In my last class I also gave you one example. Today I will be giving another example. Look at finishing my job. Finishing my job, I went back home. This is simple sentence. And what is the finite verb? Went. And this is the non-finite one. And you can see the word ing with verb, but it functions as adjective. Why it functions as adjective? Because what is my condition? It indicates condition of the subject. So this is one way of using present participles. That means it gives you the condition of subject, in which condition the subject works. So finishing works here as a present participle. And we can use this phrase in the second part of the sentence also. I went back home. Then you will have to use one preposition after. I went back home after finishing my job. That will also remain as a simple sentence, and using after does not denote the use of complex sentence. Okay, it depends on the use of finite verb. There must be two finite verbs for being complex sentence. So this is the example of condition. Other than condition, present participles also indicates the modification of the noun. Let me show you through examples. The crying babies. You can see this is an example of a simple sentence, the crying babies. So crying is an example of a present participle. You can see babies is the noun and subject, and crying modifies. Crying modifies who is baby. So it gives you answer of the question who is. Who is babies should be given attention. Crying babies, the babies who are crying. So present participles here has been used as modifying the subject or noun. Here crying is adjective because it cannot finish the function of the sentence. The crying babies, it cannot be any complete sentence. So crying, it gives you the additional information about the babies. Who is babies? The babies who are crying. So in these cases, to modify subject or modify noun and pronoun, we use present participles. Now we have seen the use of present participle in the subject position. We can see it in modifying the object also. Let's see through an example. So you can see here it is modifying the object or the complement. I saw a flying bird. This again gives you the answer of who is, question who is. I saw who is bird? A flying bird. So it modifies the noun bird. So you can see that present participles are words with ing form. Present participle ing form, but functions or words as an adjective. Okay. Now we have given example of present participles which are functioning as giving condition of the subject, and second we found that modifying the subject, and now we have seen modifying a complement, and it also modifies object. And there is another example which gives you the condition of the object. Condition of the object. Let me show you through an example. This is the finite verb. Playing is non-finite and present participle. Why it is present participle? It modifies object. And it gives you the question of condition. It gives you the question of which condition. So I found him in which condition? I found him playing. This is the playing condition. So this is another use of present participle, and these are the cases you will have to look into when trying to use the word as verb in the bracket. Okay, whether it has been used as non-finites and what form should it be, whether it works as adjective or not, that you should keep in your mind. And if you can recollect this, then you will have no problem, I think, in the use of present participle. And then let's move to second kind of participles. What was the second kind of participles? It was the past participle form. Past participle form of verb. And this is important, I tell you. This is very, very important, because you know that we use past participle form. We use past participle form as verb, but here you will find no, it has another use. Past participle is not been used here. It has not been used here as verb. Rather, it has been used to modify a noun or pronoun or a noun phrase. Let me show you past participle form. First, it can be used as a pre-modifier. It can be used as post-modifier. Let me show you. This is a very simple sentence. There is no problem, I think, in understanding. We eat. What we eat? Boiled eggs. So this is the word which is the focus of our attention. So what is the why it is focused? What is its function? It is, you can see, it is the form of past participle of verb. Boil, boiled, boiled. But it does not here work as a verb. What is the verb in this sentence? Eat. Now it gives you the question of which or what kind of, what type of. Okay? What kind of eggs we eat, or what type of which egg we eat? We eat boiled eggs. So past participle used as adjective. This is very, very important. Many students having honors and masters in English also fail in using this form. That means past participle form as adjective. So here boiled has been used as adjective. This is the example of using past participle in the sentence. So you will have to look into the word. What is the use of the word? It has used past participle form, whether it modifies noun or not. That is the most important point. So we eat boiled eggs. Here boiled has been used to modify a noun, but it has been used as pre-modifier. Why pre-modifier? The noun comes after it, and the past participle form has been used early before the noun. So this is called pre-modifier. And in learning verb, in learning the use of verbs, you are also learning the use of pre-modifier, post-modifier also. Modifier is another item in your syllabus. So here boiled has been used as pre-modifier, pre-modifying the nouns. Now let me show another one which is used as post-modifier. So here, what is the verb in this sentence? Is. Finite verb is. The news published in the Facebook is false. So what is the function of this word here? We can see it is the past participle form. But what is its function here? Modifying the news. Modifying the news. So this is the use of post modifier. Use of past participle, and it works as an adjective and it modifies the news. So, and it has been used after the noun. So it is called post modifier. The news published in the Facebook is false. Which kind of news? Published in the Facebook. This is the modifying phrase, and this is the past participle used as post modifier and adjective. So we use past participle. I tell you, it is not as part of verb, it is a part of adjective. So sometimes we use these. You will have to keep in mind the form is past participle, but function you must keep in mind. What function does it play in the sentence? Okay, so these two is very, very important. That means use of past participle as adjective. It can be used as pre-modifier, it can be used as post modifier. But what will be its function? Its function will be as and pulse. We have so far discussed present participle. So this is the example. This is the example of past perfect tense. The patient had died before the doctor came. So in this situation, circumstances, we use the perfect participle. Here you can see there are two subjects. This is the example of complex sentence. This is the example of complex sentence. Here you can see there are two finite verbs, came one and had died one. But if we want to make this sentence simple, then what you will have to do? In simple sentence there is one finite verb. So you will have to change one finite verb into non-finites. So for that purpose we use past participle, perfect participle. For that purpose we use perfect participle. In this sentence, how we will change this sentence into simple? The patient having died the doctor came. This is very important. You must keep in mind there are two subjects in this sentence. So when there are two subjects for the two parts of the sentence, you must keep two subjects. You cannot delete one part or you cannot omit one part of the subject. If the subject is same for the two parts of the sentence, then we do not use the first subject. We use the subject once. So as there is the two subjects, so you will have to use the subject twice. But the form will be changed into non-finite forms. That means you will have to use perfect participle. What is the form? Having plus past participle form of verb. And you will have to omit the use of linkers. What you have used in case of complex sentence. So, in using commonly simple sentences, we use these kinds of participles, perfect participle, and it gives you what? In present participle, we have seen the condition. So, here it gives you the answer of condition. In which condition the doctor came, it gives you the answer. So, I think the time is up. So, if there is any question, I can repeat for you. No question? Okay, then I repeat from the beginning of today's class. Today we have discussed one part of non-finites, that is participles. Participles are of three kinds. Present participles, and what is its form? ing with verb, but its function as adjectives. And second one, past participle. It is formed with the past participle form of verb, but it functions as adjective. And the third one, you can see in the board. And how is it formed? Perfect participle is formed with having plus past participle form. This example, having died. Okay? So, it gives you the condition, and usually we use this form, having died, with the situation which has occurred actually before another action. So, and then there is another non-finite left, that is very easy, that is gerund. Third kind of non-finites is gerund. It is very simple one, not very difficult. Gerund. This is the third kind of non-finites, and it is also called verbal noun. And in one of my classes I showed you an example. I repeat that example. So, this running after a running train is risky. This running you have already run belongs to present participle, ing form, but acts as an adjective modifying the noun. But this running, gerund. So, present participle and gerund is similar in form. Gerund and present participle are similar in form. That means what is their form? ing with verb, ing with verb. So, you can see difference between these two. No difference in the form. But what is the difference? Difference in function. This running train modifies train. This running, it gives you the action, name of action. That means running, noun, it acts as noun. So, gerund belongs to non-finites which are formed with ing with verb but functions as noun. And so that's why sometimes it is called verbal noun. And not only it is used as subject, it is also used as object. Let me show you through an example. I like gossiping. So, gossiping. What do you like? Gossiping. What is its form? Form is ing with verb. But what information does it give you? It gives you the information. What do you like? That is noun. So gerund is a kind of non-finite which forms with ing with the verb but functions as noun. That's why it is also called verbal noun. So today, so far we have finished finite and non-finite verbs. Thank you all for today.